Guys, it's Fun Cool Tyler, and today we're going to be reading a book, Captain Underpants and the Perilous Plot of Professor Poopypants. Funny name, right? Pretty funny name. In our last 3 adventures, we tried to save our crazy principal from disaster. He thought he was a real superhero, but he wasn't. We didn't think things could get any worse, but they did. The top secret truth about Captain Underpants. Once upon a time, there was these cool kids called George and Harold. We are awesome, me too. They had a mean old principal named Mr. Krupp. If his name was Mr. Krupp, that would be so funny. Mr. Krupp, blah blah blah. Mr. Krupp was very mean to George and Harold, blah blah blah. So they bought the 3D hypno ring. They used it to hypnotize Mr. Krupp, who obeyed us. Okie dokie. But they made a terrible mistake. They made the wrong drawings. They rated it wrong, so they can make people laugh at it. And they made a big, terrible mistake. You're now Captain Underpants. Okay, haha. Hey, come back, Mr. Krupp. Mr. Krupp, he thought he was Captain Underpants, but he didn't have superpowers. Stop, you big dummy. They had a lot of adventures. Once they got attacked by a UFO. They all got took into a spaceship, and George stole some alien superpower juice. Then Mr. Krupp got eaten by a big evil dandelion. You had to be there. So George gave him some superpower juice. Then he got superpowers. Now Captain Underpants has amazing strength. He can even fly too. Holy cow! The only way that George and Harold can stop Captain Underpants from causing trouble is by pouring water on his head. This makes him turn back to Mr. Krupp. Hey, Bub, but beware, because whenever Mr. Krupp hears someone snap their fingers... Oh, I forgot I had to make sound effects. He turns back into you-know-who. Oh no, here we go again. Tra-la-la. The end? No. Look. Chapter 1, George and Harold. This is George Beard and Harold Hunches. George is the kid on the left with the tie on the front top. Harold is the one with the right on t-shirt and bad haircut. Remember that now. All the experts at Jerome Horowitz Elementary School had their opinions about George and Harold. Their guidance counselor misdirected thought the boy suffered from ADD. The school psychologist, Miss Labor, diagnosed with them with ADHD, which I have. Fun fact. And their mean old principal, Mr. Krupp, that thought they were just plain old BAD. Look, you know what that say? Yes. Is it teachers don't use deodorant? Teachers use deodorant, or do not underestimate your teachers. We will do that sooner. If you ask me, George and Harold simply suffer from IBSS, incredibly boring school syndrome. Fun fact, I have one actually. You see, George and Harold just weren't really bad kids. They were actually bright, good-natured boys. They were only in the problem that they were bored in school, so they took it upon themselves to liven things up for everybody. Wasn't that thoughtful of them? So, if you said A, you're right. The sign now says, our teachers don't use deodorant. Funny. Fortunately, George and Harold's thoughtfulness got them into trouble every now and then. Sometimes it got them into a lot of trouble, and one time it got them so much trouble, it almost caused the entire planet to be taken by a ruthless maniacal, how you guys say it, mad scientist guy in a giant robot suit. Before I can tell you that story, I have to tell you this story. Chapter 2, All Hail New Switzerland. Everybody knows New Switzerland is just a small country of just southeast of Greenland. You probably know all about New Switzerland's natural resources and systems of government. But here's something about New Switzerland that I'll bet you didn't know. Everybody in New Switzerland has a silly name. Ask their president, the Honorable Chuckle Jingleberry Monkey Burger Jr., or his lovely wife, Stinky. Wait. They'll tell you about New Switzerland's proud, silly name, heritage. They'll tell you all about the cultural significance of silly names. Then they'll probably tell you a really, really long, boring story on how this stupid traditions got started. We'll skip that part, okay? Just remember that everybody in New Switzerland has a silly name, from the richest to the poorest to the dumbest to the smartest. Fun fact, I'm actually the smartest kid in school. And speaking of the smartest, let me introduce you to Professor Poopypants. That's a statue of him down there in the bottom right-hand corner of the page. He graduated at the head of his class at Chunky Q Boogernose University, and afterward he spent all his time creating wild and fantastic inventions. Let's look at him, shall we? Back in his private laboratory, Professor Poopypants was just putting the finishing touches on two wonderful new inventions: the Shrinky Pig 2000 and the Goosey Girl 4000. Professor Poopypants called for his assistant, Pork Belly Funky Stunk. Mr. Funky Stunk, I'm now ready to test my new inventions. Pork Belly took notes while the professor aimed his Shrinky Pig 2000 at a hideous pile of rubbish. Berserk! A powerful beam of energy blasted the garbage heap. Suddenly, the large pile of rubbish shrank to the size of a gumball. Hooray! It works! Cried Professor Poopypants. Now I must try the Goosey Girl 4000. Pippi and Pork Belly aimed the Goosey Girl 4000 at an ordinary hot dog with mustard. Fun fact, we like hot dogs and ketchup and french fries. Mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce and also french fries with ketchup. My favorite food. Pizza also. Anyway, suddenly the hot dog grew and grew until it crashed through the walls of the laboratory. We did it! Exclaimed Pork Belly. What do you mean we? Yelled Professor Poopypants. I did it! I'm the genius! You're just a lowly assistant, and don't you forget it. Sorry, boss, said Pork Belly. With these two inventions, exclaimed Professor Poopypants, I'll be able to solve the world's rubbish problem and create food for another entire planet. Finally, it looked all the Earth's dilemmas will be fixed forever. But who would believe that in a few short weeks, Professor Poopypants will try to take over the planet in a frenzy rage? Well, dear readers, the tragic tale is about to unfold. But I can tell you that story. I have to tell you this story. Chapter 3, The Field Trip. Jerome Horwitz Elementary School was having its big annual field trip to Pico Pizza Palace. All the kids had brought their permission slips were lined up playing us. Get on the bus. George and Jacob wait hardly to eat pizza and play video games afternoon. Well, that's only good. Funny. Alright guys, we might have to continue this chapter sooner, but I'll read a few pages.
So remember, you have to stop in the middle and then start back, because the video can't be too long.
Oh.
For the YouTube.
Okay. This is gonna rule, said George. Yeah, if we ever get there, said Harold. Hey. Said George, let's change the lens around our school sign while we're waiting. Good idea, said Harold. So George and Harold ran over to the sign and began their thoughtfulness. Unfortunately, the boys didn't notice a dark foreboding presence lurking nearby in the bushes. Alright guys, we're gonna have to stop at page 27. Thanks for watching. Chapter 4 might happen, and we might do it for a bit. See ya!